So Anthony, what is involved in your job?
I work for an RV dealership, and I do web design, and I do graphic design, and a lot of the printed marketing materials that they use. Just rebuilt the website. So,
All right. What math do you use for your job?
well, when you do web design, a lot of it involves numbers as far as sizes. You have to calculate widths of portions of the site. Um, when you do graphic design, there's a lot of proportions and ratios involved to make sure that your images stay the correct sizes. As far as websites go, right now, when a lot of websites now are designed with a responsive design where they change based off of the size of the viewport. In other words, if it's on a phone, it'll look different than if it's on a laptop. So there's a lot of math involved in calculating the sizes of your fonts and the sizes of your different elements as the viewport changes in size.
All right. What level of math is required for your job?
Most of the stuff I do is a lot of basic algebra. It's a lot of ratios, especially when you get into the coding of the site. It's outside the design, but more the logic of the site. There's a lot of logic type things that are similar to mathematics, where you have greater than, less than. You use a lot of comparative operators. But most of the stuff I do is just going to be basic algebra type stuff.
All right. Where did you learn the necessary math for your job? Like as far as a grade in high school?
Most of the stuff I learned if I learned in high school would be like I think I took Algebra 2 in 10th grade. So a lot of the stuff I learned then. But for a lot of years I didn't use math. I was in sales for a long time, so I didn't. Most of the stuff I use now, I learned probably when I was in college, in my algebra class in college.
How does your understanding of math benefit you in this job?
Understanding ratios, understanding percentages makes it a lot easier to do stuff on the fly when I'm designing. I don't have to, I don't have to struggle with trying to understand the numbers and where they go and what should be where. Graphic design, the mathematic, a lot of the stuff I have to do as far as graphically goes is based on ratios. So to understand how ratios work makes things go a lot easier, a lot smoother, and makes things look a lot better.
What is your favorite part of your job?
I like the creative part of it. I like designing. When I get into a lot of the hard coding, it's probably the easier part of the job as far as just the way my brain works. But I really like when I get into the creative portion of it, designing color schemes and graphics and things like that.
What programming languages do you use?
I use most of the websites are designed in HTML5, CSS. I use PHP. I use a little JavaScript. Most of the websites I build are database driven, so there's a lot of SQL involved there. That's probably about it.
Could you explain to us your common clients?
My what?
Your common clients, the people you usually do work for.
Well, my full-time job, I work for an RV dealership. Travel trailers, motorhomes, things like that. But I do have some side jobs I do. I built a site for a hair salon. I do some work for a music studio. I do some work for a guy that does sporting goods. Really a lot of it is, it's pretty interchangeable as far as what I do. It's just how you put those pieces together is what makes things different.
All right. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, sir.
You got it?